Personal Plan, Lecture 1. We have talked, should be up on the internet, we've talked about God having a plan for the universe and the earth, and I suggest that we would have a discussion on God's personal plan for us, which we were a part of in the agreement process. And so I have a series of lectures now, discussion on God's personal plan. Secrets of the Light by Dannion Brinkley. Quoting on page 136. On each of my visits, now he had 3 near-death experiences. On each of my visits to the other side, I was shown that every one of us is here for the specific mission of assisting in unfolding perfection on earth. And this will be done in accordance with universal divine will. At the same time, we have voluntarily taken it upon ourselves to complete specific life tasks devised to facilitate the most tremendous personal growth possible in the shortest amount of time. 70 or 80 years of life on earth may seem like forever to us, but from the perspective of an eternal being, it is not a lot of time to accomplish such a monumental feat. Thus, we have the definition of genuine greatness, attempting to achieve a seemingly impossible task in little to no time. Doesn't that sound like courage? You bet it does. Then Dannion goes on later in the book and has this to say. I'm on page 157. Believe me, you are on a divine mission plan. Regardless of what your official job title might be at this moment, you have been sent here to act as a beacon of light to help others find their way. Looking from the spiritual realms back into this mental physical world is much like gazing into a mirror. For the image of our lives appear to represent is reversed. Often it is just the opposite of what we think it would be. For example, how many times have we attempted to impress the world with enormous acts of heroism, self-sacrifice, or generosity? We believe that magnanimous behavior will get Spirit's attention in a big way, winning us major brownie points in heaven. The truth is, the system does not work that way. From Spirit vantage point, that's God, a very different honor system takes priority. The small acts of spontaneous love and compassion are most highly treasured in the eyes of Spirit. Likewise, when you may think of as your greatest weakness may in fact be your truest strengths, as seen from the other side. Judge not, not even yourself. For you cannot completely know the ultimate plan for your life. Judgment is not necessary for the achievement of that plan either. What is necessary is that you live at all times conscious of love. From that sacred place you will undoubtedly be led to the perfect situations and relationships in need of your compassion and healing. It is imperative that you do not forget this, the third lesson from heaven. This secret of the light is tantamount to your genius success, genuine success, as a light bearer in your adventure through the misty twilight of this era on earth. To ensure that the world survives in grace, you were chosen to come here, because there is no one exactly like you. No one can take your place or fulfill the demands of your destiny. And destiny demands your conscious commitment to a life of excellence, lived in loving service to Holy Spirit. When love alone acts as your compass, your life is always right on course. A plan. Here we go. Again, Danny and Brinkley, page 162. There it is. During those first 2 years, I had nothing but time on my hands to sift through my celestial experience again and again with a fine-tooth comb. Trust me, I searched repeatedly through every nuance of wisdom telepathically shared by the beings of light, and every tidbit of evidence, desperately hoping to gain an understanding of the mind-boggling events I bore witness to on the other side. In retrospect, based on what I saw and learned in heaven, I believe every soul is born into this world with a talent and a task, a memory and a mission. Everyone arrives with a gift and a goal. These talents and tasks are Spirit God given. They are our passports into the physical realm, but when properly expressed, they assure the continuation and evolution of the physical world. Some of us are born to be scientists, while others may be inventors or even healers. Some among us are born to unveil the secrets of the universe, develop higher technology, or perhaps engineer ways of living longer, healthier lives. Others of us may have been born with the blessed gift of music or art, writing or speaking. But one thing is for sure, through each of us, of our efforts, as we put our talents to the wisest use, the world is made a more beautiful and harmonious place to be. You know, as I think about it, most of us are born with an abundance of gifts. One vital aspect of our physical journey is to consciously search for and fully develop these spiritually granted gifts for the purpose of manifesting the greatest potential for the good of all. Do you want to teach the eternal truths? Do you want to be a healer? Do you want to compose beautiful music? Do you dream of finding a cure for cancer? Or maybe connecting with plants or animals is your passion? Without being privy to your innermost desires, I can still guarantee you this. Your dreams and aspirations are the real clues that will lead you to your spiritual mission in this lifetime. A mission that can only be accomplished through the practical application of your inherent talents. In other words, whatever brings the greatest joy to your heart is the exact direction your life must follow. Plan. Yet, even with this in mind, we need to be flexible, for as the beings of light told me, nothing is cast in stone. second part here is the eternal journey. By Craig R. Lundahl and Harold A. Whittison. I'm quoting on page 33. And they are doing some summarizing here of people that they have interviewed, drawing some conclusions. During her near-death experience, Fenimore saw before her birth a spirit life that seemed to go back to the beginning of the universe. She saw that she was never forced to come to Earth, and that she knew beforehand what she would face on Earth. She even helped to co-author the course of her life. She was also told her oldest son agreed before he was born to perform specific tasks during his life on Earth. Again, plan. Theresa suffered a heart attack in 1989. During her near-death experience, she went to the other world, a world she felt was her real home, where she lived before she came to Earth. She said that most of the people she saw, she recognized from before she was born. She also saw herself in a premortal state, where she was serving and attending to other people. She chose her whole life, including her family and the difficulties she would have during her lifetime in her pre-Earth life. And I have a couple of lectures on that specific thing, choosing the challenges that we have here in mortality. That will come later. She said she was aware that these choices would allow her to progress to a higher level. On page 44, quote, "Each of us has the opportunity and agency to select our missions on Earth. This was certainly evident to Elaine, who made all the decisions for her life while she was in the premortal world. When Delenn discovered that he had volunteered to have cystic fibrosis while on Earth, it changed his whole life. Theresa wanted to experience everything possible while on the Earth. Edie said that in the premortal world, we knew about and even chose our missions in life, and that our positions in life were based upon the objectives of our missions. She saw that all people volunteered for their positions and stations in the world and received more help than they know. She says that we came here in stations that are best suited for our spiritual needs. Edie learned that the choices we make before we came to Earth guide many of our decisions and even many of the seemingly random experiences we have. Other near-deathers, such as Susan Burt, understood that they chose their lives before mortality." That sounds like a plan to me. Last quote here. "Other near-deathers have had similar experiences. For example, Kara Muke said a voice told him that he was to return to life because he had a special mission to perform. Jeanette was told that she must go back. Now, if you want to know the details of all these people I'm reading about, you're going to have to buy the book, because I can't read them all to you. She must go back because her work was not yet done. Cindy, a young near-deather, was told by her deceased grandfather to go back to her body because she had more work to do. While in the other world, Rona Lackey understood that she had chosen to live at this time and had promised to do certain work. And because of that realization, she returned to life. Sharon McQueen, when given a choice to stay in the other world or return, said she understood there was a mission for her to fill or something special to do if she returned, so she chose to return. Perhaps the point to be made here is best summed up with the words of Nettie Pitcher. She was told by a personage in the other world, whom she believed was her Father in heaven, that she would know her mission in life as time went on. This statement implies that all people have a purpose or some mission in this earthly life. And I'm not even going to include the number of, I'm going to give a lecture or two on return and the choice that people are given to return. But there are dozens and dozens of people who in essence are told, your mission is not complete. You have more work to do. Your job is unfinished. And it goes on and on and on. But the concept is, there was something that you agreed to in the pre-existence to accomplish on the earth, and you haven't accomplished that. So this near-death experience is a two-way ticket. You're going back. Okay, so that's the end of Lecture 1, Personal Plan.